Can you imagine if fidget spinners were like mini wind turbines and we could use them for renewable energy? We probably wouldn't even need gas anymore. Hey, what is up guys? It is Mike, and what's an actor's nightmare? An audience full of actors. Also an audience full of raptors. When you miss your cue. When you miss your cue, dog. No dogs in the theater. When you gotta poo. Quick changes after you went poo. Yucky. When you have to speak louder to the mic. When you have to speak to Mike. And then when you forget your lines. And for some reason, that's the only thing I dream about constantly. I've heard of people having reoccurring nightmares or reoccurring dreams where they dream of the same thing and they wake up and they're like, oh, what the heck? I already had that dream. But I never thought I would be the person to have that happen to. Anyways, I have two major reoccurring dreams. One of them is just me sitting in the bathroom doing my business, and there's just someone there and they're talking to me, and I know that this is weird in the dream. Even in the dream, I'm like, I'm so uncomfortable. Like, it smells in here. But I'm just like sitting there talking to the person, and then like, I remember a specific thing I always have in the dream is like, I need to finish and like get the toilet paper and do that, but I don't want to do it with the person there, so I'm just gonna sit here and talk to them about whatever they want to talk about. And that's my whole nightmare. I wake up and I'm just like, ugh. But dreams kind of make you realize how nerdy of an animal people are. Like there's lions and stuff like that. I don't know why I said specifically lions, but there are lions out there. I don't know if they dream. I don't know if they have nightmares, but a nightmare is literally your brain scaring itself. And I don't mean like the reoccurring dreams I have. That's probably some deep-rooted psychological thing deep down in my soul. I can do that where like shake my vocal cords like that and sound like Louis Armstrong, but if I do it for more than like 10 seconds, I have an incredible urge to throw up, and I don't know why. But literally when you're dreaming and you have a nightmare, the guy behind the controls just like pushes a lever too far and like a monster all of a sudden comes out of nowhere, and you and your dream are just like, bah! And then you wake up and the guy behind the controls is like, Dave, I think I messed something up, and he's like freaking out, and you're waking up and you're sweaty, and now you're scared of real life even though you were just dreaming that. I hate when I sit in my bed at night and I wake up from a nightmare and I'm too scared to go back to bed. Like that's a horrible evolution trait, to scare yourself where you can't rest to go wake up the next day and hunt and gather or whatever we do now. You can't wake up the next day to go to your computer, hunt for some deals on Amazon and gather some knowledge. I also don't think I've ever seen anybody wake up from a nightmare, but I think that's something I want to see, because usually people in the movies, when they wake up, they're like, and if it's a movie where there's a boy and a girl in the bed, the guy usually wakes up and he's like, I've seen so many things, and the girl's like, what? I haven't seen anything, and like puts a blanket over his head and smothers him. But it's always like that in movies too. It's usually the guy and he wakes up and he's like, and the girl wakes up and she's like, what is wrong, Dave? What's going on? And he's like, I just had a bad dream. I gotta go get some water. And it like slowly zooms into the girl and she's like, I want to see a movie one day where one of them wakes up and they're like, God, I had a dream I was pooping and you're in the same room. My poop jokes today. Anyway, so the reoccurring dream that I always have without fail is I'm just about to walk onto a stage of a play that I have no idea what's happening, but for some reason I'm the lead character. I walk out on stage and I have no idea what the play is. I have no idea what I'm doing, and I just make up lines, and all the other actors are staring at me like, dude, what the hey, everything, earth, fire, wind, water, Then the scene ends and I run off stage and I grab another actor's script and I open it up. I'm trying to remember the scene. And I run back out for the next scene and I butcher it again, and that just keeps happening until I wake up and I'm just like, oh God, I've been in like 3 plays. I haven't even been in enough plays to be having these post-traumatic stress dreams of plays. Yes, my voice cracked. It still does that. Remember that time I made a video called Hi, My Voice Cracks a Lot, and I got 150,000 views? Oh my God, that was, I don't know how I did that, but I've been trying to do it for years now. Recently, my actors' nightmares have like elevated to a whole new level, and this last one I had was like nuts. What was happening was I was in a stream, and I had Superman powers. I could fly, I could shoot lasers, I could see x-rays, I could run super fast, I could do a bunch of stuff. Couldn't mess with kryptonite, so that's how I knew I was Superman. I was keeping it a secret, and I wasn't telling anyone, and all of a sudden, I'm like in my room and I'm getting this threat from this guy, and he's like, I'm gonna come to your house and like, I'm gonna destroy your house and ruin everything. And this guy had all the same powers that I had, so I was like, wow, this must be Kroll, or whatever Superman's nemesis name is. And I was like, oh my God, I'm freaking out. Like, I'm tweaking out about this dream. And then I like walk outside, and Zack Snyder, the director of a bunch of superhero movies, is out there, and he's like, Mike, you gotta get in the scene, you don't know your lines? And I was like, what? It turns out I was just playing Superman in this dream but I actually started to develop his powers, and I was having things happen to me in this dream. So then I like run over to Zack Snyder. I'm like, I'm so sorry, Zack. Like, I'm a huge fan of your work. He's like, I casted, like, we know each other. And I'm just like, I'm losing my mind in this dream. I'm like, I'm sorry. I don't know any of my lines. And he's like, what do you mean you don't know any of your lines? And he's so mad. And he's like, all right, Mike, you know, the costume's on. We have the harnesses all set up. Just get into the scene and just improv. I know you do improv in college. Just like go for it. So I walk in and I just do this horrible scene. And I remember I literally like, I'm Superman. I literally have the powers of Superman, and nobody else is acknowledging this. I'm like, hold on, Zack. Let me go get my script so I can learn my lines. And I like blast off away from him, and I get my script, and my lines are so simple. I remember reading them. They're like, hi, I'm Superman, like, because my brain is so creative when I'm sleeping. But I get all my lines, and I still don't remember them, and then I literally blast back over to Zack, and I'm like, okay, I'm ready. By the way, like, have you noticed I'm Superman? And he was like, whatever. And I remember he just was screaming at me. There's a bug on my light. So now my regular dreams are all starting to like defer to actors' nightmares. All of a sudden, like, I was Superman for probably 3/4 of that dream, and then all of a sudden it became like this crazy nightmare thing. Anyways, I will see you guys next week.